When we choose ourselves without feeling guilty and without feeling this heavy burden, we tend to have better outcomes in life, in productivity, in relationships, in everything that we do. So let's have this conversation about it. When was the last time that you chose you?
The noise we live in is so loud. I mean, it is super loud. Started from, first of all, so much pressure and so much things that's always trying to steal your attention from our real purpose, I find, right? And for me, I feel like that's why it's very important to take this time out for yourself without feeling any way. So, what I want you to think about is what kind of noise is trying to steal your peace? For instance, being expected to be a perfect mom, being expected to be a perfect employee, being expected to just be perfect overall, right? And like, there's no such thing, right?
I want to talk to my overstimulated mamas. So much of overstimulation is about mindset. I used to put so much of my peace in the hands of my kids. If I could go back and do one thing differently, it would be to take my peace, because it's mine, and protect it at all costs by making it unconditional. See, I used to make my peace about if this, then that. Oh, if I could just get my baby to sleep, then it's going to be a good day. Oh, if my toddler would just take this nap. Oh, if we could just get through the afternoon with no tantrums. Oh, if we could just get out of the house without anyone melting down. See, all of that is conditional. All of that is putting pressure on a particular outcome. And these little people cannot be trusted to do something a certain way, especially the way that you want them to do it. So you've got to start telling yourself, look, no matter what happens in this day, I'm going to have peace. I'm going to choose peace. And I'm going to tell myself that as many times as I need to until I actually start to believe it and feel it.
So, as a mom of three children, loving yourself teaches your children also how they can love themselves and also how they can learn to love others. So, I think it's very important for these habits and ways to our children so they can also know how to love themselves. Example, talking kind, simple things like talking kind to yourself, complimenting yourself. You know, self love can definitely become a legacy because how you are gonna love yourself is how they are gonna learn to love themselves as well. Composure when life gets chaotic. Woo, a big one, right? A big one because we was not really taught how to practice composure when life gets chaotic, right? Some of us just really had to figure it out along the way, right? But I think that the best way that you can maintain composure when life does get chaotic is to respond instead of reacting. And what does respond instead of reacting mean? You know, sometimes we hear this term being thrown around a lot, but think about, you know, the consequences of how it might make this person feel or even how it might affect the relationship overall. Also, letting go of perfection. I think letting go of perfection because, you know, we always so structured and wired to just for everything to be perfect, but nothing can really be that perfect, right? All we can do is just do the best that we can do. And I think that once you give everything your best ability and your best foot forward, everything turns out as it should. Needed moments of peace throughout the day. 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, deep breaths, journaling, meditating, whatever helps you just calm down and just get yourself together. I think that those little practices can make huge differences in a chaotic day. Just take those minutes to just get yourself back together, because it can be very challenging. Life can become very challenging and become very overwhelming at the same time too. So I think that just taking that time for ourselves is very important to get ourselves back together. The most powerful story that your children can ever see is the love that you do have with yourself, and also how you treat others, the love that you share with others. These are the stories and the legacies that love carries. So love is very, very powerful. Do not ever feel like, oh, you're not doing enough. We can get down on ourselves sometimes and just not even be sure, like, am I even doing the right thing, or am I even going the right way? If this episode encouraged you or resonated with you, share with other moms or dads who might need this reminder, because sometimes it might feel like you're not doing enough. But I just want to let you know that you are, and you are enough. Thank you so much for watching Rose's Inspirations. It's always a pleasure to chop it up with y'all. Make sure y'all tune in to the next episode. And remember, you are more than enough. Peace.